My name is Phil, and I've been living with HIV now for since 1986 in September, so it's just about 28 years that I tested positive. So one of the things I thought when I first heard the news was, what am I going to do on my 75th birthday? That was the thought that went through my head because I didn't know anybody who had died of AIDS at the time. And so it was very, it seemed like that kept me alive. I had 3 different opportunistic infections, or at least. In 1995, I was diagnosed with pneumocystis. I was very sick in 1994, so I think I've had an AIDS diagnosis for 20 years. But in 1995, I was living with HIV and having a lot of problems, and I went in the hospital with pneumocystis, and I almost didn't make it, but I had a lot of really close friends come to visit me in the hospital, so that was really encouraging. Then in that same year, of course, this was at a time when I was not working. I went on disability, and I was paying a substantial part of my disability for the health insurance premiums, which continued to rise and rise and rise to the point, and then they weren't paying most of my medical bills. So I was stuck with that insurance because it was a policy that I got from a private carrier, and I was an individual plan, and they felt like they knew they had me stuck. So I was able to finally get away from that and buy group insurance through Media Alliance, and I had that until it was terminated in 2006 by the overseeing company. And then in 2009 I joined San Francisco Tsunami Swim Club, because in 1986 I thought, I've got to do something to take care of my health. So in 1987 I decided to join City Athletic Club, a pretty much gay club in the Castro, and started pumping it up, and I really looked forward to going to those gym sessions, and I got a lot of results, and it made me feel really good. It was wonderful. And then thanks to Shanti, I was able to start swimming again because of a special they had at the Embarcadero YMCA, and I was able to get it for a very discounted price to be able to swim again at their pool there at the Embarcadero pool. And I was able to, because I swam in high school, so I was able, and I had a friend who was living with HIV who was also swimming there, and I had the best time. We go out for coffee afterwards and everything. So then so that was in 1997. Then I started swimming on my own after I was swimming a lot at that pool. I was getting really hooked on the swimming. Like, in other words, the endorphin addiction was set in. Then in 2000, I did that until I started going to USF, University of San Francisco Perret Center, used their wonderful pool, and then I went to there with a friend of mine, and we would just do a few laps. We didn't do as much as I was doing at Embarcadero Y. Then in 2009, 2008, I checked out San Francisco Tsunami Swim Club. It was pretty much a lesbian, gay, and transgender, bisexual club, and they had lost a lot of people to AIDS and HIV in the 80s and 90s, and it seemed like a good fit for me, so I joined them in 2009. So now it's been 5 years since I've been swimming with them, and I'm so glad I joined. As such a wonderful group of people, and I really appreciate the fact that my partner, who I've had for 26 years, we'll have our 27th anniversary on the 27th February next year, and on the 27th we'll have our 27th anniversary, and I'm looking forward to that. I was very happy I joined. The fact that I was able to get some improvement. I don't think I've gotten to the point where I'm as fast as most people in my age group, because I do swim meets, and at the swim meets it's U.S. Masters swimming, and you can get a record of one's time, and for that particular event, for that particular meet, and I can track my progress or lack thereof from year to year. I know that in 2011 I was diagnosed with cryptococcal meningitis, and I think the swimming saved me, because that I almost died. And so thankfully I had tsunami, and many of the tsunamis came and visited me. Many members of Trinity Trinity Episcopal Church came to visit me, and that's my spiritual home, and I really thank them for their extraordinary support and love. That's been a big part of my life too. I've been an acolyte with them now for 11 years, and that means I carry a cross or carry a torch, and it's predominantly, when I joined in 1999, there was mostly lesbian and gay people, and so it's a wonderful high church kind of a place to go, and so the tsunamis and the Trinity people came to see me in the hospital, and having that extraordinary support really helped to save my life. I am now currently involved in a T-cell transplant study at the National Institutes of Health, and people from Tsunami, the Artisans Guild I belong to, artistic license, they really are on board with having me succeed in this. I go to Bethesda, Maryland next month for a T-cell, stem cell harvesting and a screening, and then in July I go back there for the actual T-cell transplant infusion. And I'm looking forward to getting more T-cells, because I've been living with so few, and but I'm thrilled that I got that opportunity thanks to Dr. Stephen Deeks from San Francisco General. So really appreciate being given an opportunity to do this interview. I'm also a sculptor, and I think that also helped to save my life, because I love making things and sharing my artistic abilities with other people. And I've done a number of, in fact, the year I was diagnosed with in 1995 with AIDS, I did a Five Boys Singing from a Scroll by Luca Della Robbia. I copied it from library pictures, and I was able to model it thanks to a figure sculpting class I took a couple of years before. And so I was able to make things even when I was at my worst, as far as my dementia and my compromised immune system because of the pneumocystis. So essentially, I am now feeling pretty good. I'm eating well, and I'm eating a lot because of the swimming, and I'm so glad that all these things fell into my life. And then Shanti, I'm doing the life program right now with Shanti, and it's a wonderful, wonderful workshop, and I so appreciate the fact that I was invited to take that. I think it's just, I'm doing the Swim for Life for Shanti this summer. It's a thing to swim a mile for the Shanti Life program, and I would not trade it for the world. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this, and I will look forward to hearing from you. All right.